Please pardon the air in the background, but we're still going through a heat wave here, and it just kicked right on when it needed to. I talk a lot about the decisions that we make and how we need to be responsible for them. And I know it's a lot of work and it's painful. I'm going through this thing called life just like y'all, and I have to deal with it too. And I'd be like, you know what? I say, oh Lord, I don't feel like dealing with this. I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, but I got to. Because you know it's going to snowball into a disaster. And a lot of you have been running away from this situation for years. You've been afraid to put the nail in the coffin. You've been afraid to sign on the dotted line. You've been afraid to close the book on a situation. Afraid. Because deep down, you're not sure if you want to let it go. Or you're just so comfortable, you mistake comfort for love, and it's not the same thing. There are a lot of people that are in comfortable situations that they're used to, and they just swear it's love. And it's not, people, it's not. There are a lot of people that are comfortable in negative situations all the time. That's why they're miserable. Because they're calling it love, and it's not. Love and comfort are not the same thing. Comfort is just a byproduct of true love. It's just a byproduct. But it's not the same thing. You know, as I mentioned in the previous audio, some of you running around thinking separated and divorce is the same thing. It's not. You're creating blurred lines in situations when they don't have to be blurred. Pay attention to the context of things. You don't want to let something go because you put in so much time and energy in it over the years, and you feel that you're entitled to have this so-called fairy tale thing. Well, if it was meant for you to have whatever that so-called fairy tale thing you've been looking for, your ass would have had it by now, and you wouldn't be sitting here miserable. I know that God works in his own time, and I get that, but God don't bless no mess. And I mean, whoever came up with that phrase, they were on point. They don't bless no mess. Not going to have you sitting here. I don't care what doctrine tells you. Not going to have you sitting in a negative situation. Listen to my words. Have you sit in a negative situation that he had no say-so about in the first place. Let me make that very clear. And you expect to get a huge amount of blessings from it. He wasn't part of the process. And for those of you who probably see my little stickers and posts, it'd be like, if you were not a part of the process, you cannot partake of the product. It's the same situation. Some of you got married for the wrong reason. Some of you got married when you were still married to somebody else, got involved in relationships and turned around and married the other person, expecting it all of a sudden be blessed. No. It's a gamble. Now I have some people say, well, you know, we got saved since then. We just gone through something. If I had one more married couple come to me and tell me, oh yeah, well, the way we got together was messy, but we got saved later on. So, you know, but we just gone through something right now. That's how come we've been separated for 12 years. What? You know how many people right now are operating in that energy? They got married to someone that God didn't choose from, got in a situation that God ain't had nothing to do with, stayed with this person for years, now things are on the outs, and you're separated. Neither one of you wants to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to live together or if you're going to divorce because you're both trying to hold on to something. Both out here trying to pretend like you're single and you're not. But then when somebody asks you how come you're not divorced, oh, well, you know, I mean, our situation was messed up in the beginning, but we both got saved since then. If you're so damn saved, how come y'all not together in the house? How come you not together in the house if you so saved? That's the question I got. Well, everybody make mistakes. Okay, everybody make mistakes, but come on. Y'all be killing me using these little blanket catchphrases for excuses when you don't have one. The minute you get caught off guard, you start giving little blanket excuses like that because you don't have an explanation. And you're pissed off that somebody called you out on your bullshit and making you really think about where the fucked up situation you're in right now. But no, you come out with this excuse. Well, we got saved since then. Okay, if you and your wife so saved and so holy and everything else, then how come you're not sharing the marital bed just like the scripture says? Because that's what saved people are supposed to do. How come you're not sleeping in the same bed together? How come you're not living in the same house together? Y'all both saved. Come on now. Choose your words wisely, especially when you're going out in the world. Be careful who you're talking to, first of all. You can't be giving that line to everybody you come across. You're thinking it's going to work with everybody, and it's not. There are a lot of people that take offense to having their time wasted. They take offense to have their intelligence insulted. And some people, that's an insult to their intelligence. That's how come, I have friends of mine right now that are going through something with their spouses and everything, but there will never be a romantic relationship with them because the minute I find that out, and believe me, Google is a blessing, the minute I find that out, or maybe they come straight out and tell me, I don't know. It's like, okay, you may have romantic intentions and that's cool and everything in the Twilight Zone, but in Deanna's world, in the 21st century Deanna's world, the minute I find out that you are not divorced, not legally separate, divorced, because that's the nail in the coffin, divorced, until then you are in the friend zone and that's the way it's going to be. Because I'm nobody's homewrecker. What you fail to understand is when somebody is separated and not legally divorced, at any given time, they could wake up in the morning and want to go back to their husband or wife. And see, that's what you single people involved with these married people fail to realize. You're listening to all this lip service and everything and all the sweet talk. Some of them are probably paying your bills. And you hanging on to empty promises. And you fail to realize that you're probably number 13 because they've done this before. And that's probably the reason why they are separated, because the other spouse got sick of it. Y'all heard me. But even if that's not the case, whether you're number 13, number 1, whatever the case may be, if this person has an unresolved situation with their spouse and neither one of them has the kahunas to even make a decision, what makes you think when they do make a decision that they're going to have good decision-making capabilities when they get with you? They can't even decide on what they want to do. How in the world are you going to be sitting here separated from your legal spouse and don't get the papers filed for over 10, 15, 20 years? That tells me a lot about your decision-making capabilities. You can't make a firm, permanent decision, so what the hell I want you in my life for? I'm going to have to be the one that have to say the final word and make final decisions because you can't even do it in your own life. So no, you're in the friend zone. I don't want you. And some of you need to do the same thing. You need to stand up for yourself and stand up for your life and quit giving your life away to these people who don't care nothing about it. If they want to waste their time, all they're going to do, and if they're in the energy where they're used to wasting their bodies and wasting their time, guess what they're going to do with everybody they get in contact with? They're going to waste their bodies and their time because that's the energy that they operate in. Some of them were born into that. Generational curse. Because that's all they were exposed to. That's all they were taught. Use. And the minute they get caught, they go into victim mode so they can hold on to you. Deep down, they don't love you because they don't love themselves. 2 things Source is giving you that you have to take very good care of. I had to learn this over the years. It's your life and your time. When it was my time to go, when it got to the point where I wasn't performing my marital duties and didn't want to and didn't even want to be in the presence of the person that I was with, I wasn't doing no separation for years. I filed papers. That was it. I tried and endured as much as I could. But when I got to the point where I couldn't even stand to look at that person, and in some cases, I hate to say this, didn't want this person in my life at all or anybody else's. Yes, I said it. When I started thinking that way, it's time to end the relationship officially. Because that's not the way to go in your mind. And some people get in that mind frame and don't get out of it, and all of a sudden they in handcuffs on the news because they done hurt somebody. Or worse. And if you're in that mindset with somebody, you need to go ahead and file them papers quick, fast, in a hurry so you can get out of that energy, get out of that space so you can move on. Because life and time are very valuable and you're wasting time with this. I hope this helps somebody. Peace to you all.